day 2. That is the house at Henry Gap that the lady told me I could use her outside spigot to get water. So that is just what I did. Now I'm walking back to my camp where I've already started to break down. I've eaten half a Pop-Tart and I have my biscuits and gravy rehydrating from Mountain House. And I'll be out of here. Heading towards Blood Mountain today. Got down to about 34 last night. The Pariah sleeping bag did fine. My Climate sleeping pad did fine. I didn't get cold through the bottom. I also had that, if you remember, if you watched yesterday's video, I had the sleeping bag liner over the top of my Climate. All right. I'll be packing up here in a second. I should probably be eating first and then packing up. Now I'll turn this thing back on when I get something that's interesting. That's the view this morning. All right, folks. I'm on the trail coming out of Henry Gap is where I stayed last night. That's the view this morning. Pretty much the view I had out of my tent last night. Now I'm walking up the trail. Got some folks that came out of Lance Creek, got up a little bit earlier than I did. Bye, Henry Gap. I'll turn it back on if I see anything cool. All right. I'm guessing that's Blood Mountain right there. Still heading north. Got a group of young fellas ahead of me, 4 of them. Actually, just 3 in a group and then 1 by himself. They step out pretty good. I guess that's the difference between young legs and old legs. Unless you've been working out your whole life. They do stop frequently, and I catch up to them, and they start back up again right as I get to them, because they don't want me to pass them. I think it's supposed to be partly cloudy today. I said it was 34 this morning. I still started out hiking in my t-shirt and shorts. I'm already sweating. If you're heading to Lance Creek and you feel like you're going to be late in the day, if there's any people around you, odds are you're not going to get a spot there, so you might either want to check up early. There is a couple spots at Henry Gap. The only reason you know you're at Henry Gap is there's a little side trail. It kind of looks like it goes up to a flat area. I took it, and that's where I ended up putting my tent last night. Like I said, last night, just right in front of a lady's house. She came out and talked to me. Told me I could use her water spigot on the front of her house to fill it with water, so that was really nice. So I got my water this morning. All right. Anything cool, I'll cut it back on for day 2. Thank you, guys. Still heading towards Blood Mountain. Came up out of Jared Gap and I'm on the backside of whatever mountain that was. This is the view this morning. A little hazy. You can see that the sun is up. There's clouds. The trail's pretty nice right now. You got 5 miles to Neels Gap from Jared Gap. I'm sure you guys saw that sign. Gerard Gap. Still another beautiful morning. Wind seems to be picking up a little bit. When I say wind, breeze. Maybe it's just because I'm moving so fast. Pretty sure that's blood. Or maybe it's one in front of us, I don't know. All right. See you guys later on down the trail. All right. That's where we came from. There's just a sign on the side of the trail that says shelter. I think that's Woods Hole Shelter. Some folks over there coming out of that area. Heading up this direction. I think I'm trying to get water. I think it's called Slaughter Creek. It's only 0.1 off the trail. So that's my plan. Keep heading this direction. Following those. Turn you guys back on when I see something cool. Just went past Slaughter Creek. Filled it with water. And I guess we're making our ascent up Blood Mountain. Right out of Slaughter Creek, you got a few rock stairs that they have put in. These trail maintainers do a lot of dang work. Appreciate them big time. Let me flip this thing around so I can see the trail. Right down there is Slaughter Creek. Basically looks like a spring coming out of the mountain. These are the group of stairs coming up. That's the direction we're heading. So, I guess the next time I'll cut this thing on, the big mountain over there is at the top of Blood. Yeah, hopefully. All right, see you guys up the trail. Still making our way up Blood. Not at the top yet. It's one of those deals I don't even know where the top is. So you just keep following the trail until all of a sudden you find it. Whew. Tell you, coming out of Lance Creek, there's quite a bit of sawtooth ups getting to Blood. So I don't think those are simple, because they're not. Definitely hazier today than it was yesterday. All right. Maybe this time I'll wait until we get to the top to turn it back on. See you down the trail. So heading up, but the trees and stuff have definitely changed the higher we've gotten up. I'm holding the camera level. That's the grade we're on right now. Actually, it's not too bad. Well, if I didn't mention in the earlier videos, my pack ended up weighing 32 pounds with food and water. Like 31 and 7/8, some crap like that. So 32. Quite a bit of climbing on day 2 so far. Top this bad boy, we got some downs heading into Neels Gap. And yeah, my nose is running. It's chilly out. All right, I'll cut it back on when we get to the top. Made it to the top of Blood Mountain. The trail itself is not as steep, it's just long. Somebody's got their dog up here. That's the shelter. Herbie is down that direction.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I live in here, but that'd be crazy.
On top of Blood Mountain.
Where was this place at the first night we were?
All right. About to head, this is the backside of Blood Mountain Shelter. Heading down this direction. Head down the mountain into Neels Gap. I've heard that this down is not all that fun. It's fairly steep and rocky. The up actually, although it was long, it wasn't that steep, so it wasn't horrible. We climb up here just before we get down. Highest peak on the AT in Georgia. And I just climbed it. Oh. These rocks are hard. All right, looks like we're about to start the down part and cut this thing off. All right, this is level. This is the trail. I couldn't imagine coming down this thing in the rain or ice or snow. Still coming down Neels. I'm sorry, still coming down Blood Mountain. So there's actually little sections that go back up on the way down. I think about 1.5 miles or so from Neels at this point. Pretty rocky, but not too bad. Nice for your feet. I see a lot of people videotaping this kind of stuff, so I figure I'd put it out there for the folks who want to look at Georgia, what they're up against when they start out on their through hike or section hike in Georgia. Oh, that must have turned back there somewhere. Put the camera up so I can pay attention. All right, still heading down Blood. This is level. That's the trail. All right, still heading down Blood Mountain. Seems like I've been doing that for a minute. That's the view coming down the trail. There's my white blaze. Heading down There's a white blaze up there. That's where we came from. Still coming on, blood. These rocks, what's kind of brutal. There's just no give to the ground. It's like walking on asphalt, concrete. All right here, we have the Freeman Trail that heads off that direction, and the Byron Reese Trail that heads off that direction. We are heading this direction. Getting really close to Neels, pretty sure. Cut it back on when I get there. All right, the terrain has changed from rocks to a more beaten down path. And also a green tunnel as we're approaching Neels Gap. I get to Neels and get my shoes off, let my feet breathe a minute. At least I'm hoping I'm on the right trail. I ain't seen a white blaze in a minute. I haven't seen any blazes in a minute. All right, I'm gonna cut it back on and get the Neels, promise. That's when I'm gonna turn it back on again. I'm here, next to a road. Now in front of me is Mountain Crossings, or Neels Gap, whichever way you wanna call it. Woo. About freaking ate it. Most dangerous part of the AT, getting across this road without getting killed. Or at least in Georgia. And I just made that up, by the way. Here we go. I made it. The tree of many shoes. It has a lot of soul. Ha! That's a dad joke for you. Get up here and get my pack off. See how the day unfolds. All right, here we are, heading off from Mountain Crossings. I got a pizza. I actually got new inserts for my shoes because my other ones were tearing apart. So I've heard that this up coming out of here is legitimate. Don't know how far I'm going today. I'm just going to continue on. Try and get as much as I can because tomorrow the rain's going to set in and that might hamper my ability to go places. See how these new inserts do in these shoes. I still have my old ones. They're in my pack in case these hurt my feet for some reason. All right. Let me get this sign up here. This is what you get right when you come out of Mountain Crossings. Which is a cool store. Guys are great. Yeah, 5.5. We're at Neels Gap. And Raven Cliffs Wilderness. All right, I'll cut it back on if anything cool happens. That's where we came from. That's Blood Mountain that we went over and then down. Going northbound, the down sucked more than the up. Now we're heading this direction. Still climbing out of Neels Gap. I think we got about a 1.7 mile climb. Coming out of Neels still. I don't know how far I've gone. Probably not very far. Feels like about 8 miles since Neels, but it's probably more like half a mile. I don't know. It could be that great, it'd be nice. All right. Now I'm stopping recording for a second. Pick it back up. Is there anything cool to see? So I made it over the top of Leland Mountain, which is the mountain outside of Neels Gap. Whew. It always stinks for me anyway. I've had your pack off for a while. Kind of takes a little bit for it to settle back in, find its groove, whatever. But coming out of Neels Gap with a backpack, you're still kind of fiddling with. You go straight up that hill. Definitely some effort for me. I don't know where I'm gonna end up. By Bull Gap, but I've walked right past that. It's only like 2:40 or something like that in the afternoon. Still a slight incline going up, so maybe I haven't technically summited Leland. But it ain't sure ain't as steep as it was. All right, I'm gonna cut it back off. Kind of on a ridge right now. Got right there. Still pretty hazy. Got these views over this direction. So yeah, hit the summit of Leland. Now we're heading north. Like always. The trail's really nice to walk on right now because the ground kind of actually is soft and it has a little cushion to your shoes. Glad to get down into a gap before I find a spot to camp. There's weather supposed to move in, and I don't know what kind of wind's gonna be coming with it. So I don't want to be stuck up on a ridge line or on a peak with a ton of weather coming in. All right. And it turns out to not so much soft anymore. The first couple miles in these comfort inserts, I'm doing all right. I guess I'll see how my feet feel once I get to camp. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off and oh, hang on. Literally on a 40-foot wide piece of mountain that drops off on both sides. Hazy, hazy, hazy today. That's what it turns into coming down Leland, I guess it is. Just straight up rocks. Or rock mountain, I guess. Cow Rock. I'm actually backtracking a second here just to walk out this little spot. weather wasn't moving in. Already like a fire pit over there, or a pit people have made fires in. All right, onward. Summer before the mountain that you go at Whitley to get a Whitley Gap. There's this sign on Blue Blaze. It says Pipe Spring 200 steps. I went down there. It seemed like it was a lot further. So I counted on the way back, and it is exactly 200 steps. So somebody counted it when they put that duct tape up. I thought it was pretty funny. All right, heading north, really looking for any place to stay now. It's probably a little after 4. I've got enough miles on me for me today. So, need to find a place to pitch a tent. And then, place to get some water too. We're starting hiking in the morning. All right. If I get somewhere interesting, I'll cut the camera back on. And this came back up, so walk out to this view. There's my blaze. Well, it's not just mine, it's everybody else's too. Look at these. Look at this. I don't know what peak that is way over there. I don't know if you can see the sheer rock face over there. Pretty. Yeah, now I gotta get my ass down from here. Alrighty, I'll turn it back on if anything else looks cool. Yeah, still coming off of Cow Rock. I think I'm getting close to the bottom. It's a level, that's the trail. Big boulder. Oh yeah. Just trying to get sections of trail that I don't recall seeing on people's videos, so people know what they're getting into. So from Blood to here, well actually from Henry Gap to here today, been quite a bit of ups and downs for me. I know this is a Georgia section, and the folks up north would say that was nothing. It's definitely not nothing to me. Shit. This is a road right down here. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. All right, let me put this thing up and come to the parking lot. If there's nothing to camp down here, puts me in having to climb the next mountain. Woohoo! I'm gonna pause. Have to climb the next mountain to get up to Whitley Gap Shelter. Even though Whitley Gap Shelter is 1.3 miles off the AT. Whose bright is to put a shelter 1.3 miles off the AT, I have no idea. But maybe the trail was moved at some point. Anyway, on I go. All right, didn't see any camping down there at whatever the hell it's called, Gap. And this is level. This is the mountain. That's the trail. Pretty steep. So maybe I'll video when I get to the top, when I get my stuff set up. I don't know where I'm gonna end up. All right. You see the sun's getting down. I came to the top of that mountain, forget the name. It's also getting chilly. Trying to get to Whitley Gap shelter. Woo, been a long day. Hopefully my legs will work tomorrow. All right, looks like I got another up here. So I'm gonna turn the camera off. All right, I'm inside my tent at the end of day 2. I was setting up. I'm actually on a stealth site before you get to, I'm right at Whitley Gap, where you would take to the Whitley Gap shelter, where you'd take the trail down to that shelter. But it was getting late. There was a couple sites I thought would work. I set up in one. As soon as I did, it started to rain. So it's a good thing, because Whitley is like 1.2, 1.3 off the trail. So it's not raining very hard right now, but I know it's coming in. I don't have any internet, so I can't look at the radar or anything like that. It was a long day. I think it was total, it's like 13 something. That's long for me. I thought it was 14 something, but if I'm reading it right, it was 13 something. Anyway, end of day 2. Tomorrow's day 3. See where I'll end up then.